Good afternoon, distinguished guests, members of press, friends and colleagues. Welcome to this press conference called Ethics, Driving the Transition to Renewable Energy. My name is Sonja Ohlsson. I'm from the Brahma Kumaris Environment Initiative, and I will be moderating this session. At this critical moment for our planet, discussions on technology, finance, and policy are essential, but so too are the discussions on values and ethics that guide them. The climate crisis is not only a scientific and political issue, it is also a moral and human one. We thank the Brazilian presidency for bringing ethics to the negotiation table. The Global Ethical Stocktake invites everyone, the press, organizations, political institutions, to reflect, are our actions truly aligned with ethical principles? Today we have 3 guest speakers, distinguished speakers that will share their expertise on renewable energy innovation and ethics. So I say welcome to Maureen Goodman here on my left, Program Director of the Brahma Kumaris in the UK. And welcome to Golo Pilz, Advisor on Renewable Energy for the Brahma Kumaris, and Akash, Deputy General Manager for GRIHA Council, India. So let's begin on the ground with our first speaker. My first question is to Golo Pilz, and since the early 90s, you have played a key role in establishing Brahma Kumaris as a major user of renewable energy in India. And you've also been representing the Brahma Kumaris at the climate change conferences since 2009. Welcome. So can you share how Brahma Kumaris, as a spiritual organization, combines ethics and renewable energy? Yes.
Yeah, thanks very much, Sonja. And without further ado, Brahma Kumaris is a worldwide spiritual movement founded in the 1930s in our headquarters in Mount Abu in Rajasthan. And we are dedicated to personal transformation and teach Raja Yoga meditation. We're also well known to have women as our leaders, which is very unusual. And we operate more than 8,500 centers in more than 110 countries. And Brahma Kumaris has some ideas how to deal with the climate crisis. We inspire people to change their mindset through meditation, strengthening moral and ethical standards, reach out to humanity to raise awareness, and also promote low-carbon cyclic economy and farming model. We also promote a vegetarian diet, and of course, we promote renewable energies in a very large way. So Brahma Kumaris has started to do research and development in solar since the last 30 years. And we do research in photovoltaic, solar steam cooking, water recycling, solar hot water plants, solar passive architecture, solar power, and energy efficiency. And here are some of our projects. 400 kilowatt solar power plant in our Om Shanti retreat near Delhi. This project is running with photovoltaic cells and batteries and is running in a hybrid mode with the grid. If the grid fails, we go in standalone. In the background, you can see a solar cooker based on parabolic dishes, and this campus is almost self-sufficient. Here you have a new system which we built recently. It's a 200 kilowatt photovoltaic system with batteries, with inverters, and we store the solar power in the inverters and send it to our kitchen. And there we have large-scale induction cooking vessels, and we can cook 3,000 meals at a time with these large-scale induction cooking vessels, and the project is completed since a year, running very successful. Here you can see our solar steam cooking system in Shantivan campus. We built this system in 1999. It has 84 parabolic concentrators. It is producing 3,500 kilogram low-pressure steam, and we can cook 35,000 meals at a time. At that time, the system was $250,000, and it's probably the oldest functioning solar thermal system in India. I would say it's more than 25 years old now. Okay. And here you can see one of our recent projects. It's India One. It's a 1 megawatt solar power station funded by the German and Indian government. And the speciality is that we have solar thermal power with thermal storage. It's a 1 megawatt solar power plant. And for that purpose, we built the dishes, 700 dishes, all ourselves in-house. We developed the whole technology in-house. These are parabolic concentrators with dual axis tracking. We are focusing on the receiver, produce superheated steam and send it to a 1 megawatt turbine. Here you can see the photo from above, and we added also 3 megawatt of photovoltaic power to that plant now. Plant is running very nicely and is also a beautiful example of solar thermal power in India. We also do training and education of local people. We involve the local community. We did 50 trainings on solar thermal power, on concentrating CSP, on UNDP funding, and we hold conferences and workshops since many, many years where we invite people from India but also internationally. This is our latest project, the biogas plant. We are started to segregate our waste, sell off plastic, paper, and other ingredients, and use organic waste, mulch it, send it to the digester, to the fermenter, and we create biogas for 50 kilowatt generator to run for 8 hours. And we are also having sludge as a manure. The plant is running very successful, and we are readily able to share the design with anybody who is interested. Yeah, so the new paradigm is values and ethics are at the foundation of a green transition, because technology is there, money is there, and strategy is also there. We're just not doing it, so we have to connect to our inner values, inner ethics, and just do what we have promised to do already on so many COPs in the past. Yeah, and if we all join hands and we work together, I'm sure we can create a better world and we can come out of this crisis. So here's our webpage where you can find more information on our activities. And I hope you got an overview what Brahma Kumaris is doing in the field of renewable energy. And I'm a meditator personally since the last 40 years. And meditation and change of mindset is the foundation for me to work in clean technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Golo, for presenting that. And it's an excellent example on the ethical principles of peaceful living, collaboration, can drive the research in renewable energy. So my next speaker is Akash Deep, and you are from GRIHA Council in India. And GRIHA, for those of you who don't know, stands for Green Rating for Integrated Habitat Assessment. And you are recognized as India's own green building rating system. And what role does renewable energy play in your holistic development programs, and what ethical principles guide those assessments? And I just want to share with you that Mr. Deep, he offered to do green rating of our campuses in Mount Abu, so we are very happy for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonja, and thanks for inviting me over here. So as informed, we are a Indian-based green building rating developed by our country and in support with one of the ministries, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and TERI. So it was developed to keeping in mind the Indian ethos and Indian ethics in terms of our connectiveness to the nature. We had Panch Bhutas, the energy, water, air, earth, and life. And that was the basic soul of Indian ancient knowledge. Keeping that alive, making sure that whatever we are building is in harmony with the nature. And that's what we are pushing in GRIHA in India, actually. So GRIHA also works with all the stakeholders, whether it's construction laborers, whether it's users or designers or policymakers. One, to make them aware, and second, to make sure that whatever they are making is also used in ways how it is intended to be. So one of the very interesting examples is we work with school kids, basically, and the net zero missions which all the countries have, it's actually a mission for them rather than all of us. And interestingly, what we do is, and we are doing with almost all the government schools now in India, so these students do building audits from 5th to 8th class. They understand what is comfort, what is energy efficiency, what is water efficiency, get the data from their school, submit it to GRIHA, and get a building rated. So it basically make them aware and making them ready for the future wherever they are going, and taking the sustainable practices with them, basically. So it's very important that these kids are nurtured, and we are actually getting interest from lots of countries because nobody is working in that segment right now. And they are the future for net zero, basically. Other thing which we have released recently was that in the carbon market, everybody is focusing on energy and fuel in general when you are doing the carbon calculations. What we understand is infrastructure itself cannot emit carbon. It's basically how we are using it. Basically, the lifestyle which we are having, the choices which we are making, and if they are towards responsible, sustainable lifestyle choices. So there's a program which we run which is called the Decarbonizing Habitat Program, where we help people track their carbon emissions through their lifestyle and social choices, which then helps you reduce your carbon emissions in every sector, not just in social and lifestyle, but energy consumptions, water consumption, waste management, and transport as well. So that is a holistic work which we are doing, and we are now looking how we can take this program outside India, and we are working with many African countries and other countries around us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we got two more ethical principles of harmony, education, and responsibility presented, and inspiring to hear about your work with the kids. So thank you for sharing. The next speaker is Maureen Goodman, Program Director for the Brahma Kumaris in the UK and UN representative in Vienna for the Brahma Kumaris. And you've also been with us for many climate change and biodiversity UN conferences, and you are deeply involved in interfaith dialogue. So Maureen, how can ethical awareness empower global leaders and communities to make courageous choices for the planet? Brahma Kumaris began their transition to renewable energy more than 30 years ago. What inspired that vision?
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. We are very much at a crucial point, and I think it's very relevant that this COP is the COP of implementation. And the Global Ethical Stocktake is really inviting us to examine what is at the heart of our decision-making up to now and also going forward. This COP is the opportunity to put humanity and the planet, rather than wealth or power, center stage. It is inviting us and all those negotiating to bridge the gap between the world of politics and power and the real world of people who are suffering. To make courageous decisions, we need inner empowerment and love. And so far, the word love has come up more in this COP than any other COP I've been to. The Brahma Kumaris has identified the spiritual trajectory from awareness to attitude to vision to action to culture to world. But everything begins with our awareness. Our inner values are our deeply held beliefs that shape our awareness, and then the spiritual trajectory flows from there. ethics are the framework that we develop for action based on our values. Aligning our values and our ethics with our conscience is a powerful foundation for transformation and for transforming how we impact the world. By understanding and empowering ourselves, we have the courage to act. A truly ethical response would recognize that endless growth is not sustainable, and we must champion regenerative models rooted in conservation, care, and respect for all natural systems. And it is this foundation that has inspired our shift to renewable energy. And this will lead us to consider our own actions, such as changing our dietary habits. The meat and dairy industry have a huge carbon footprint and has led to land degradation. 1 in 5 deaths are due to poor diet. Our use of technology, AI, has a huge and growing ecological footprint. And of course, ending the use of fossil fuels, because there are so many renewable technologies, well-researched, available, they need to be scaled up. The inner principles practiced by the Brahma Kumaris are simplicity, sufficiency, and respect for all forms of life. Without these principles in place, the impact of our actions are short-lived, and the powerful vested interests will take over. We need now radical empathy and compassion for nature, including for humanity, for only then can we truly return to a flourishing world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maureen, and inspiring to hear the inside-out approach, how personal values like love and compassion, respect, can lead to outer transformation. So, are there any questions here from you present? Do you have any questions on how can ethical values be woven deeply into the negotiations or into the discussions? We'll be interested to hear. Yes.
Is it on? Thank you so much for the presentations. I follow your work over many years because I think it's very central to where we collectively need to go, but especially in this COP with the idea of having a global ethical stock take at the center. What else would you like to see, knowing as you are so aware where we've come from in terms of this work over the years? What should we be doing at this COP to really center ethics in terms of the agendas on the table?
So thank you very much. I think I will give each speaker an opportunity to share on that, what we should be doing more in terms of ethics at the COP. So who would like to start? Akash, yeah?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. I think so, continuing from what I was speaking, youth education and youth awareness, and specifically educating them on ethics, is very important now more than ever, because that's the time which they will be carrying it forward to wherever they are doing, whatever they're doing next. So that should be a major focus across the globe now, because we have done things and we are trying to correct it now. But if they understand the challenges right now, they have a very innovative mind already, this current generation. So they can look for solutions with making sure ethics is a part of that solutions which they are looking for. which is a major upbringing challenge in the current times. So that will be my one suggestion, that youth with ethic educations is very important, I think, so which we should focus. Thanks.
Thank you. Golo?
Very interesting questions, and this is, I have been to all COPs since 2009. Sonja also has been to all COPs since 2009, and we can see slowly a trend emerging that negotiators, politicians, they understand that sort of we have to look outside of the box. We have money, we have technology available since a long time. We know the problem for a long time, and we even have the strategy lined out, the roadmap, what to do in order to deal with the problem, but we are not so far have found the inner power and strength to bring it into action. And slowly people realize that we have to look into a new dimension outside the box, and we have to look into human qualities and our inner strength. And everybody is connected to inner goodness. Everybody likes love, peace, and harmony. These are very core essential ingredients of us, and we sort of try to inspire people to connect with their inner goodness through meditation, through reflection, through mindfulness. Of course, not everybody can become a meditator and sit there and contemplate. That would be a bit blindsided. So on the other side, we also ourselves, we meditate, and we try to change the atmosphere through vibration, through meditation, through positive awareness, and sort of try to change the overall atmosphere in the COP through our inner transformation. And we hope that people also feel inspired through our own transformation, you know, that we become an example of that. So that's basically, from my side, what we're trying to do. But I'm sure Maureen has also valuable ideas.
So we have the youth, we have thinking outside the box, and Maureen? Yeah.
I think now is the time to have more voices at the table, and really at the table in the negotiations. And especially for many years we've been trying to bring up through the Interfaith Liaison Committee the voice of faith communities, because in all of our teachings there is an understanding of how to live in harmony with nature and how to preserve the land. And also, of course, the indigenous voice. In the biodiversity conference last year, there was a breakthrough that indigenous peoples and local communities became an official subsidiary body, which meant they have to be consulted by the governments. And so to have something like that happen here in this COP would be also a breakthrough, because those voices are not being heard, and especially faith communities are the first responders on the ground. They're working with those who are marginalized, and so we can actually help to be their voice. So I think this is the main thing that I would say, because change has to come from the ground up, but unless those voices are there, it's not going to happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Beautiful question. And I would suggest, we have 5 minutes left, I would suggest we do a 2-minute meditation, and then I'd like to invite you to our Climate Wisdom studio. So we can have a 2-minute reflection on our inner ethics, driving our personal change. And I will invite Maureen to do that. Thank you.
There are a few moments of quiet can help relieve my own stress, but also can help the atmosphere around me. Change has to come from the inside out, because the current state of the world reflects the inner consciousness of human beings at this time. So let me create new feelings inside, new thoughts, of peace, of harmony, of goodness. Each one of us has inherent goodness. And as I emerge that goodness, the qualities of peace and love and wisdom, part of my inherent goodness, these qualities begin to guide me in my thoughts, in my words, and in my actions. This is the basis upon which we can transform ourselves and our world. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that reflection. Beautiful. I hope you had time to wind down. And at the slide here, you can see the information. You can see more about the work we do. And next slide. Yes, I'd like to invite, we do a live stream from Belém every evening with invited guests. It's called Climate Wisdom Studio. And tonight, you can take next slide, we have a direct researcher from Oxford University. No, this is tomorrow. I can see the slide is for tomorrow evening. Karena Gore and Kumi from South Africa and Maureen Goodman in our studio. And you can live stream it directly here, send live at 7 o'clock. So Maureen will be speaking on Saturday in a TED House talk also. So I say thank you very much to you speakers. Thanks for being with us and have a nice rest of the day here at COP. Thank you very much for our conversation. Thank you. Yeah. Come close.